guys, welcome back to Tina's Writing. It's Tina, and today I'll be telling about my debut book, The Golden Girl. It is a poetry collection, and before I tell you what it's about, I'm going to show you the cover. So here is The Golden Girl, and it is about, as an autistic girl, my experiences from what I went through in life and what I learned about those experiences. And yeah, so basically took me like 4 months to like write this. It was a while, like I needed like a significant amount of poems to write this like poetry book, and it was like a long process, but it was like literally so worth it. Like it just felt so fulfilling at the end, especially when I got the copies of it. It just felt so surreal, and I was like shocked and I laughed, and it was just the best. I'm gonna put the video over here, but if it doesn't work, I'll put my reaction. And yeah, so basically what led me to create this book is because it has a little bit of everything. It is mostly about autism and my experiences of it, but also and how that impacted my experiences I experienced, if that makes sense. But it also has a little bit of everything, and we will go in a little bit more about that when I explain like the general themes of like the poems. So I'll put like each theme in here like one by one. So the first theme is bullying because of my autism and autism awareness, and then the other one is the loss of my grandma, which she actually passed away in March 29, 2019, and it was really hard for me, not in the beginning because I was kind of young, like when I found out that she passed away. I was like in 6th grade, so I didn't really understand then, but like I feel like when I understood more later, like it hit me more. And there's 2 poems based on that, basically on like what my parents, like my family used to like cope with it, and just like little memories of her that I had before she passed away. And also toxic friendships, which I think a lot of teenagers can relate with. Obviously not everyone's experience will be like mine of toxic friendships, but I feel like there's always a little bit that someone can relate that is in my poems about toxic friendships. And I feel like what I learned in those toxic friendships really impacted the way that I live now, and what I learned, and not only what I learned, but also what is significant is you moving on from that and you navigating your life, or just like going over that hurdle. If you did that, if you're watching this, you're literally so strong, because I know how hard it can be. And I also one of the general themes of the poems is what I find beautiful in my life. So basically what I find beautiful, or what I find enjoyable, or just something, the little things of life that help me to keep going each day, and just those little quirks. And I also talk a lot about sadness, just sadness based on different situations. Like there's this poem I wrote called The Crime to Cry, which is one of my favorites. It is about sadness, about like people judging you for your sadness. That is why it's called A Crime to Cry. And also insecurities. I feel like lots of insecurities that I experienced in teenagehood, because like I wrote this book when I was like 16 to 17, so like I was already like in the end of like my teenagehood, and it was like really hard for me most of my teenagehood, because I feel like I went through a lot of like toxicity from people and things, and it did take a toll on me, and like I definitely grew a lot from that. And some things that I have, and I still have some things about the toxicity that I experienced, which one of them is insecurity. So I definitely do talk about that. I also talk about the hardship of chasing a dream. I feel like when you are chasing a dream, which like mine, like I'm chasing the dream to be like a well-known writer, it is like, it's important to have like realistic expectations and not unrealistic. I had a point where I had unrealistic expectations, and that led me to like break down when I went through the realistic side of my dream, which was like before I wrote The Golden Girl, I was like I'm working on this book, like a story writing book, like not a poetry collection. And I received like this feedback from someone, and it absolutely broke me, because I love my book, and I thought the story was so good, and I was so proud of it for finally writing and finally chasing my dream. This was even before the Golden Girl, and so I was like really upset, and I was like, I'm not gonna continue this. I don't see what is the point. I'm just gonna quit. And I took like a long break after that, and I feel like that is why it's important to have like realistic expectations of chasing your dream. And like the poem based on which has this theme is about the hardship of chasing your dream, essentially. I also did talk about finding my voice. In general, it is really hard to find your voice, especially when you're doing it like online. Like when you are, say, with like family or friends, it is easier. But I feel like when you are sharing your voice online, it is really hard, because like you don't know these people, and there is some people who they're just gonna like break you apart, like negative people on the internet. Like they're just, for example, imagine there's an orange and they're just gonna be peeling you, and it is really gonna break you. And I was really worried about that, and I had to find my voice actually twice, because I did experience some negativity from people online, or just from people from like my school and stuff, and it was like really hard for me to like come back to like posting after that. And I still came back because it is what I love to do, and I shouldn't let what people think about like what I post to depend like what I do, you know. So I still continued, but it was really hard for me to find a confidence twice. And it basically talks about like finding your voice and the issues with having your voice and sharing it online and what people may think. And yeah, and so I think there's reasons between these general themes that will be why readers will love my book, or relate to it at least. And I hope that you can find a reason on these that will make it engaging for you, or just like, how do I say, like eye-catching, or just like enticing you to read my book. And also I will read like a short part of a poem, like the majority of it but not all of it, of my book The Golden Girl. And it is called Waterway, and it is an experience of just like hiding your vulnerability from the public, or just from people besides yourself, because of fear of judgment. And yeah, so Waterway. Waterfalls, waterfalls, falling down my eyes, a reflection of what I feel, crack, crack, a mirror of what I see. Wetness spreads my whole view, carrying water weight down my back, like a cloud hovering over me, which is such a task. To contain the pressure and burden I feel, I put on a smile for society, because why could they need to see anything else? I'm just a casualty. I'm fine, but I'm not. My feelings are a mess. One day I almost frowned. I was able to stop it. Unfortunately, my body is more rational than me. My body is giving me alerts to not do this, showing me the bad effects of doing this, knowing it's necessary to show how I feel. But how is it necessary when that will change how you view me? A weakness, a flaw, how can that be seen as something more when it's better to ignore? I'll be a failure, a faulty girl to society. People will judge me and think I'm useless, and have opinions on who I am. No one should see how much of a travesty I am. It will be such a sight, such a fright, splash, amazing discovery. People will wow and gasp and hold their hands to their mouths. They were hissing at me like I'm the ugliest human being they have seen. So not only does this poem is about like avoiding sharing your vulnerability from the public because of your judgment, and how that judgment looks if you did do that. It also is like about masking, which is like, I'm gonna put a description of that here, which is just like common in autistic people. And I didn't write this poem at the time to share awareness of masking, but now that I look back at it now and I read it, I realized that it was also about like masking alongside the fear of what people will say when you show your true self, which is why in this poem I don't do that like in real life, but like that is just a possibility of what could happen if I did. And thanks so much for watching. So before I end the video, if you are interested in seeing my adventure in this poetry book, I will put the links down below of the countries that have the paperback version and the countries that have the Kindle version, and I'll also get that part of the description and put it in the comment section and pin it so you can guys see it if you're interested. I could really appreciate that a lot if you don't mind. And thanks so much for watching. Like and subscribe for more updates, and bye.